Okay, students, this is a diagram of a microprocessor. Okay, that is, it is an 8085 microprocessor. Fine. Okay, then it is a 8-bit microprocessor. Now, as I'm showing you over here, you are having an 8-bit internal data bus. Okay, so this particular microprocessor is an 8085 microprocessor. It is an 8-bit microprocessor as it is shown in the diagram. Okay, then the following features which it has. Okay, you start with, first over here, as I shown you, it is an 8-bit internal data bus. Then it is having a 16-bit address bus. Okay, which can address up to 64 kilobytes, right? Then, as you can see here, okay, here it is having a stack pointer, right? It is a 16-bit stack pointer. Okay, then it is having a 16-bit program counter, as you can see here in the diagram. Okay, then it has 6 8-bit registers. Can you see this? 6 8-bit registers. Okay, now I'm mentioning those registers to you. Their names are, you know, okay, that is WZ, right? BC, DE, and HL. These are 6 8-bit registers which are arranged in pairs. Okay, then it also requires, this particular microprocessor requires how much power supply? Okay, it requires 5-volt supply, okay, for its operation. Now, where is this particular microprocessor used? This microprocessor, right, it is used in washing machines, okay, microwave ovens, okay, then mobile phones. Okay, so the applications of this 8085 microprocessor is used in electronic appliances. Okay, now students, I have already shared this particular diagram, okay, to each and every one of you, right? So now we'll start with the functional units of microprocessor. Okay, now as I have displayed it on the screen, okay, we'll go step by step. One, now this is accumulator. Okay, now this accumulator, okay, on the left, on the extreme left, right, it is an 8-bit register. You can see in the diagram also. Okay, and it is used to perform arithmetic, like, you know, addition, subtraction, okay, right, operations. Then logical operations. Okay, logical operations, you know, logical inputs, like, then input output operations and load and store operations. It is also used for loading the information as well as storing the information. Okay, it is connected to internal data bus. You can see, right, you can see it's a two-way connection. The first, it's connected to up 8-bit internal data bus and to ALU, right? Now this accumulator, it is an 8-bit register and it is used to store information. Okay, next is the ALU, the output of accumulator, right? It goes to the ALU, as you can see in the diagram. ALU performs arithmetic and logical operations like addition, subtraction, and or. Okay, and all logical operations and or NAND on 8-bit data. So this is a function of your another block, ALU. Okay, then we'll go to the right side. These are the general purpose registers. As you can see, there are 6 general purpose registers in 8085 processors. Okay, they are B, C, D, E, H and L. Okay, these are the general purpose registers. Okay, and each register holds 8-bit data. Okay, now these registers, they work in pair, and their pairing combination kasa, like how it is, BC, DE and HL. Now the next is program counter. You can see beneath the program counter. Program counter का है, it is a 16-bit register used to store the memory address location of the next instruction to be executed. Okay, means it gives you the location of the next instructions. It gives you the location of the next instruction, what it is. Microprocessor increments this particular program whenever an instruction is being executed. It goes to the next step. Okay, so what does the function of this per program counter is it points to the memory address. Okay, it informs the microprocessor which is the next instruction. Fine, so that is the function of your 16-bit program counter. Fine. Okay, next is the stack pointer. You can see stack. Okay, the stack pointer, again it is a 16-bit register which works like a stack, which is incremented or decremented during push up and push pop operations. Okay, now these temporary registers which you can see at the beginning, okay, that is W and Z. Okay, now as their name suggests, they are temporary registers. Okay, which what is the function? They hold the temporary data of arithmetic and logical operations. Okay, they hold the temporary data of those operations. Okay, now next, as you can see in the diagram, okay, next is the flag register. Okay, now in these flag registers, it is again a 8-bit register. Okay, having 5 1-bit flip-flops. Now 5 flip-flops means again it stores how many set of bits, that is 5. Okay, which holds either 0 or 1 value depending upon the result which is there in the accumulator. Okay, now the 5 set of 5 flip-flops are, one is sign, SIGN, that is S. Second is 0. Third is auxiliary carry, that is AC. In your additions you have an auxiliary carry. Next is parity bits, odd number of bits, and next is C, that is carry. Okay, so this is regarding these 5 sets of flip-flops. It has 5 flag flip-flops, means it can either store 5 values of 0 or 1. And who gives the result in that flag flip-flops? Your accumulator. Okay, now next is after the flag flip-flop, you can see this is the instruction register and decoder. Okay, the function of instruction register and decoder, again it is an 8-bit register, as the diagram gives you the idea. Okay, Now, when an particular instruction, you have to fetch it from memory. Okay, now it has memory. Every control unit has a memory. It has to be stored in this instruction register. Okay, whatever instruction is to be fetched from the memory of the microprocessor. Instruction decoder decodes the information present in the instruction register. Okay, now next is the timing and control unit. Here you are having the timing and control. Students, this is a microprocessor which is dealing with timing and control and process and storage. Okay, now what is the function of timing and control unit, right? What do they do? They provide timing and control signal to the microprocessor to perform the operations. Okay, now which are, there are some external and internal units you can see in the diagram, right? There are some control signals. Okay, there are some status signals. What is the status of your microprocessor, right? There are some DMA signals, either hold or HLDA. There are some reset signals, that is reset in or reset out. Okay, and you know there is a clock signal for controlling the status of the microprocessor. Then you have the interrupt control. Okay, that is interrupt control. Okay, what does it do? It controls the interrupts during the process. Okay, now whenever the microprocessor, okay, it is executing an particular program, the main program. Okay, now whenever there is an interrupt occurring, so it will shift the microprocessor, the its control of the microprocessor from the main program to the interrupt request, incoming request. And after the request is completed, the control goes back to the main program. Okay, so this was regarding the interrupt signals in 8085 microprocessor. It is just occurring during the execution of the main program. Okay, next is serial input output control. Okay, serial input output control. Okay, what is the function of that? It controls the serial data communication. Okay, that is serial input data as well as serial output data. Students, this is a 8-bit internal data bus which communicates the microprocessor to the external world, to the real world. Okay, next is over here you are having beneath, right hand side at the beneath, address buffer and address data buffer. Yeah, yes. uh yeah, will take, yes beta karte nahi, huh? Just 1 minute. Yeah, okay, now address buffer and address data buffer. Okay, the content stored in the stack pointer and program counter, whatever content is there which is loaded. Okay, so it is loaded into the address buffer. Okay, किंवा address data buffer to communicate with the CPU of the microprocessor. Okay, now CPU, what CPU is a function का, it can exchange the desired data with the input output chips, right? Now data bus carries the data to be stored and it is bidirectional. Okay, and address bus, it carries the location. Address means, now you know address means it's a location. Okay, to where it should be stored, and it is unidirectional. So finally, address buffer and data address buffer, they do only two functions, that is storage bidirectional and after execution transfer of the data. So this was regarding your microprocessor. Okay, thank you.